Pope Francis made a surprise announcement at the end of the synod on Saturday. He said he won't be making any modifications to the final document.
I know she will bring to the demands of her new role the steadfast devotion to duty on which I had come to rely so much.
Well, our families and, actually what's going on in the community, and it must be really challenging for you and the team.
When Pope Francis stood up to address the Vatican crowd, no one expected him to talk about Kate Middleton.
My family was the most important thing to me. My parents taught me the importance of qualities like kindness, respect and honesty.
That he plans to resign in the near future. In a new interview from the Vatican, the Pope says that he had cancer. He did, however, repeat his position that he might resign someday.
Even more shocking, he knew details about her cancer treatment that hadn't been made public. From private medical connections to secret charitable missions, the Pope pulled back the curtain on Kate's hidden struggles and triumphs. What he revealed changed how the world sees the future. Queen of England.
As you know, Catherine and Prince William have been going out together for quite a number of years. They make a lovely couple, they're great fun to be with, and we've had a lot of laughs together.
Kate Middleton, now Princess of Wales, was born on January 9, 1982, in Reading, England. Her family wasn't royal or wealthy, just middle class. Her parents, Michael and Carol Middleton, both worked for British Airways, and when they got married in 1980, they started building their lives together. They bought a small two-bedroom house in Berkshire in 1979 for £34,700. Years later, that little house would become famous when it was sold before Kate's wedding for almost £500,000. When Kate was just 2 years old, her family moved to Jordan because of her dad's job. They stayed there for 2 years, giving Kate a chance to experience a completely different culture. After coming back to England in 1986, the Middletons had their third child, James, making them a family of 5. They settled in the village of Bucklebury, where Kate grew up. Interestingly, Bucklebury had its own connection to history. It was once tied to King Edward the Confessor. It feels almost like fate, considering Kate's future. Kate's childhood was quite normal. Her family grew more successful with their business, party pieces, and when Kate was 13, they moved into a bigger house with 5 bedrooms. Despite the growing wealth, Kate stayed grounded. She joined the Brownies, where she and her sister Pippa were just like the other kids. The move also brought her closer to her future life with William, as this home became a private escape for them during their relationship years later. Kate went to St. Andrew's School in Pangbourne from 1986 to 1995. She was a sporty and determined student, setting a school high jump record that lasted 25 years. But her school years weren't without challenges. She left one school, Down House, after bullying made her unhappy and moved to Marlborough College, where she found her place. There, she worked hard, acted in school plays, and earned excellent grades in subjects like mathematics, art, and English. She also had fun, joining a secret girls' club called the Sisterhood. These years shaped her character, giving her confidence and resilience. After finishing school, Kate took a gap year that changed her life in many ways. First, she spent 10 weeks in Chile with Raleigh International, helping with environmental and community projects. This experience wasn't glamorous. There were no luxuries, just hard work and tough living conditions. But Kate stood out for her strength and positive attitude. After Chile, she went to Florence, Italy, to study art history and learn Italian. She loved exploring the rich culture of the city and deepened her passion for art and photography, which would later become part of her royal work. When Kate Middleton decided to go to the University of St. Andrews in 2001, it surprised everyone. She had already been accepted to the University of Edinburgh, her dream school. But during her gap year, she suddenly changed her mind. Just a few months before classes began, she gave up her place at Edinburgh and applied to St. Andrews instead. People found this strange because Kate was always known for being practical. What made it even more suspicious was the timing. This happened not long after Prince William announced he would also study at St. Andrews. Many wondered if Kate's choice was about more than just academics. That year, a lot of people applied to St. Andrews, hoping for a chance to meet the prince. Some believe Kate's mother, Kate Middleton, had a big part in this decision. Royal experts like Tina Brown and Omid Scobie think Carol encouraged Kate to turn down Edinburgh, take a year off, and study in Florence. Then, Carol reportedly pushed Kate to apply to St. Andrews instead. This move has been described as part of a clever plan, with Tina Brown even calling it Carol's fingerprints all over Kate's first move on the royal chessboard. But it wasn't an easy choice. The History of Art program at St. Andrews, which both Kate and William joined, was extremely competitive because of William's enrollment. There was no guarantee Kate would get in. But she did, and this decision changed her life forever. Kate and William met for the first time in September 2001, during their first week at St. Andrews. It wasn't a romantic moment like you might imagine. They met in the cafeteria at St. Salvator's Hall, the student residence where they both lived. William invited Kate and a few others to join his breakfast table. But Kate, feeling shy, turned bright red and quickly left. At that time, William wasn't focused on Kate. He started dating another student, Carly Massey Birch, for about 6 weeks. Meanwhile, Kate was in a relationship with Rupert Finch, her first university boyfriend. They often saw each other around their residence. Kate lived on the ground floor, and William lived on the second. They would bump into each other often, like when Kate returned from her morning runs and William was heading to breakfast. Things started to change in March 2002 during a charity fashion show. Kate walked the runway wearing a sheer black dress that caught William's attention. For the first time, he saw her as more than just a friend. But even after that, their relationship didn't start right away. By the end of 2002, they had become close friends, and soon after, they started dating. They kept their relationship a secret for almost 2 years, asking their friends not to say anything. In 2004, their secret was revealed when they were photographed together on a ski trip in Switzerland. Their relationship grew stronger over time. In their second year, Kate and William moved into a flat together with 2 friends. Living together gave them more privacy and time to bond. They also shared many classes, both studying history of art. When William struggled with the course and thought about dropping out, Kate encouraged him to switch to geography instead of leaving university. This showed how supportive she was, even in the early days of their relationship. They also took romantic trips together, including a stay at a quiet cabin on the Balmoral estate, away from public attention. These moments helped them grow even closer. However, their relationship wasn't always perfect. In 2007, William decided to break up with Kate during a phone call. He told her he needed space and wasn't ready for an engagement. Just days later, William was seen partying with friends at a nightclub, even shouting, "I'm free!" This upset many people who supported the couple. Kate, on the other hand, handled the breakup with grace. She went on trips to Dublin and Ibiza, spent time with friends, and appeared in public looking happy and confident. Her new attitude caught William's attention. In June 2007, they both attended a costume party, and Kate dressed as a nurse. Her appearance that night impressed William, and they spent the evening talking and dancing. Not long after, they got back together. By July, their relationship was back on track, and Kate even attended a concert for Princess Diana, sitting a few rows behind William. Looking back, both of them have said this brief breakup helped them grow as individuals. During their engagement interview, William said they needed that time to figure out who they were and grow up. Kate agreed, saying it made her stronger. On November 16, 2010, the world got big news. Prince William and Kate Middleton were engaged. They had actually been engaged for 3 weeks already, but they kept it a secret. William had proposed to Kate on October 20th during a quiet trip to Kenya. The news ended years of rumors and made everyone excited. William gave Kate a very special ring. It was the same 18-carat blue sapphire and diamond ring his mother, Princess Diana, had worn. This wasn't just a gift. It was a way to honor Diana and connect the past with their future. The ring, once bought for £28,000, was now worth more than £300,000. William shared the story of the proposal in an interview. He had carried the ring in his bag for weeks, waiting for the right moment. He even joked about being nervous and checking his pocket all the time to make sure he hadn't lost it. When Kate showed the ring during the announcement photos, her hands shook a little. William had to steady them for her. This small moment made people love them even more. It showed that they were real and human, despite being part of the royal family. Kate wore a royal blue dress that day, which quickly became famous. People rushed to buy it, and it sold out in hours. This started what people called the Kate effect, where anything she wore became super popular. Fun fact, the blue dress wasn't her first choice. She decided to wear it last minute. The engagement caused a huge buzz. News stations and newspapers all over the world talked about it non-stop. Social media was growing fast back then, and the news went viral. Mentions of Kate Middleton skyrocketed on Twitter, and Facebook was filled with posts about the engagement. People were fascinated by Kate because she wasn't born into royalty. She was a commoner marrying a prince, which hadn't happened in centuries. Everyone wanted to know about her life, her small-town upbringing, her schools, and how she met William at university. The announcement even had a big effect on the economy. Within a day, companies made millions of pounds selling mugs, plates, and other items with their pictures on them. Experts said the wedding would bring in even more money through tourism and sales, around £620 million. The government announced that the wedding day, April 29, 2011, would be a national holiday. People were thrilled, even though it meant losing £6 billion in work productivity. It was a day for everyone to celebrate. The royal wedding itself was incredible. It happened at Westminster Abbey, a place with a long history of royal events. Guests arrived early, and there were 1,900 of them, including royalty, politicians, celebrities, and even close friends from William and Kate's university days. At 10:51 a.m., Kate left her hotel in a vintage Rolls-Royce, and the world got its first look at her wedding dress. It was designed by Sarah Burton for Alexander McQueen, with lace details and a long train. The dress cost £250,000 and took 3,900 hours to make. Kate also wore a tiara lent to her by the Queen and carried flowers that included Sweet William as a sweet nod to her groom. The ceremony started at 11 a.m. and an estimated 2 billion people watched it on TV. The abbey was decorated with flowers and tall trees, making it look like a garden. The couple exchanged vows, but one funny moment happened when William struggled to put the ring on Kate's finger. Afterward, they rode through London in a grand carriage, and over 1 million people lined the streets to cheer for them. The celebrations continued with 2 receptions. The Queen hosted a lunch for 650 guests, and later Prince Charles threw a smaller dinner party for close friends and family. The couple's first dance was to Ellie Goulding's version of Your Song, and the night ended with fireworks over Buckingham Palace. Kate's life changed completely after the wedding. She became Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, with new royal titles. People stopped calling her Kate to make her sound more royal. Her style also changed. She started wearing clothes from British designers that looked more formal and elegant. Everything she wore sold out fast, boosting the UK economy by £1 billion in her first year as a royal. When Kate Middleton became a royal, it wasn't easy for her. In 2015, while pregnant with Princess Charlotte, she made some rules to help balance her family life with royal duties. She told Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Charles that she needed time to adjust. Kate wanted to focus on her family and insisted on taking her full maternity leave. This was a big deal because no royal of her rank had done this before, and it surprised many people in the palace. Kate didn't do many public appearances at first. In her first year, she only attended 34 events, compared to Princess Diana, who had done 170 in her first year. Some newspapers called her Lazy Katie. But this slow start gave her time to get comfortable in her new role. Kate also broke tradition by not hiring a nanny right away for her first baby, Prince George. Instead, she moved to her parents' house in Bucklebury for 6 weeks to care for him herself. Some people thought this was strange, but it made her seem relatable to the public, and they admired her for it. Soon after her wedding, Kate went on her first big royal tour with Prince William. In July 2011, they spent 12 days in Canada and the US, charming everyone they met. One unforgettable moment was when they wore cowboy hats at the Calgary Stampede, showing they could have fun and connect with people. Kate's first solo engagement came in November 2012, when she had to represent the Queen at a state dinner in Luxembourg. It was last minute, but she handled it perfectly and impressed everyone. Another memorable moment came in 2013, when her first official portrait was revealed at the National Portrait Gallery. Some people didn't like it and called it ugly, but Kate called it amazing and showed her grace by staying positive. Kate also became a global fashion icon. Her outfits often sold out within hours, which people called the Kate effect. Her wedding dress, designed by Alexander McQueen, was seen by 2 billion people and inspired bridal fashion for years. But she didn't just wear expensive clothes. She often mixed affordable brands like Zara with designer pieces. For example, she wore a $340 rice dress when meeting Michelle Obama. And it caused the brand's website to crash because so many people wanted to buy it. Kate's pregnancies were big events too. Her first pregnancy in 2012 was revealed earlier than planned because she was hospitalized with severe morning sickness. Prince George was born on July 22, 2013, and it was historic because, for the first time in over 100 years, 3 generations of heirs to the throne were alive at the same time. Kate and William introduced George to the world on the steps of the hospital, which was a more casual way of doing things than before. When Princess Charlotte was born on May 2, 2015, her place in the royal succession was protected by a new law. This meant that even if she had a younger brother, her spot in line wouldn't change. It was a big step for gender equality in the royal family. Prince Louis was born on April 23, 2018, on St. George's Day. Kate surprised everyone by appearing on the hospital steps just 7 hours later, wearing a red dress similar to one Diana wore after giving birth to Prince Harry. Louis's name wasn't announced for 4 days, which caused a lot of excitement and guessing. Kate has worked hard to balance being a mom and a royal. She spends time dropping her kids off at school and encourages them to play outside every day, even in bad weather. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she homeschooled her children while doing even more royal work online. She also launched a photography project called Hold Still to capture life during the lockdown. Kate's approach shows she is determined to stay grounded and dedicated to both her family and her duties. In January 2020, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made a big decision to leave their royal duties. They announced it one day before Kate Middleton's 38th birthday, stealing the spotlight from her special day. This was the start of a tough time for the royal family. Things got worse in January 2023 when Harry released his book, Spare. It came out near Kate's birthday again and revealed many shocking things about the royal family, including a fight between Harry and William. Kate's name even came up in the story, which made things even harder for her. All of this created distance between Kate and Meghan, and their relationship became strained. Even with all this drama, Kate kept her calm and stayed focused on her royal work. She started taking on bigger roles to protect the monarchy's image and worked on causes she cared about, like helping children and raising awareness about mental health. Kate never talked about the issues directly, keeping a graceful public image. But there are rumors that in 2025, Kate might reveal something surprising about Harry and Meghan as a way to get back at them for ruining her birthdays. No one knows what this might be, but it shows the family tensions are far from over. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Kate had her share of challenges. In July 2021, she had to quarantine for 10 days after being near someone who tested positive. This made her miss an important NHS event, where she was supposed to thank healthcare workers with William. Even though she didn't have any symptoms, she followed the rules strictly, showing her dedication to setting an example during the pandemic. Kate also found new ways to continue her royal duties. She did a lot of video calls and supported many charities. But early on, people criticized her for not wearing a mask in public. It wasn't until August 2020, 6 months into the pandemic, that she was seen with one. When she and William finally visited a food bank wearing masks, it became a big deal. Kate wore a floral mask that quickly sold out, showing how much people follow her style. Some experts even said wearing a mask gave her more confidence, which helped her stay strong during that time. In March 2024, Kate faced a surprising controversy. Kensington Palace shared a Mother's Day photo of her with her 3 kids to calm rumors about her health. But soon after, people noticed strange details in the picture, like a weird zipper on Prince Louis's jacket and something off with Princess Charlotte's sleeve. Big news outlets like Reuters and AFP said the photo looked edited and refused to publish it. The criticism exploded on social media, with people picking apart every detail of the picture. Even Dublin Airport joked about it with a funny edited picture of an actor. Kate responded directly, admitting she had edited the photo herself. She said she was just experimenting with photography, but this only made people question the royal family's honesty even more. News outlets said they couldn't trust Kensington Palace anymore, which hurt the family's reputation. The whole situation was a reminder of how hard it is for the royals to control their public image, especially in today's world where every mistake gets noticed. In January 2024, something unexpected happened that got everyone talking about the royal family. On January 17th, Kensington Palace announced that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, had been admitted to the London clinic for surgery on her abdomen. She was 42 years old, and the surgery was planned ahead of time. The palace said the operation went well, but she would need to stay in the hospital for 10 to 14 days. This surprised people because such a long stay sounded serious. Then came more surprising news. Catherine wouldn't return to her royal duties until after Easter, meaning she would be away for about 3 months. Prince William cleared his schedule to be with her and look after their 3 children. This was unusual for him. as he rarely takes such a step. What made it more puzzling was that Catherine had seemed perfectly fine during public events over the holidays just weeks earlier. On the same day, Buckingham Palace announced that King Charles III was also getting medical treatment for an enlarged prostate. With both health updates coming at once, people started wondering how the royal family was coping with these pressures. When Catherine left the hospital on January 29th, she didn't return to her usual public life. Instead, she stayed completely out of sight. This absence lasted over 2 months, which was highly unusual for someone like her, who is always active in royal duties. The last time anyone had seen her was during a Christmas Day church service in December 2023. As time passed, people became more curious and worried. Events she was supposed to attend were either postponed or cancelled, including her big appearance at Trooping the Colour in June. Prince William also missed an important event, the memorial for King Constantine of Greece in February, which only added to the mystery. The palace gave very little information, and their short updates didn't answer anyone's questions. This was not what people were used to from Catherine, who had always returned quickly to her duties after major life events like giving birth. With no clear answers, rumors and questions about her health began spreading everywhere. Since the palace wasn't saying much, wild stories started to appear online and in the media. One strange rumor claimed that Catherine was in an induced coma after complications from her surgery. Even though this wasn't true, it spread quickly on social media. Other rumors suggested that she and Prince William were having marital problems, or even that she had plastic surgery that went wrong. Then, on March 10th, the palace released a photo of Catherine with her children for Mother's Day. People quickly noticed the photo had been edited, and news outlets took it down. This only made things worse, and the media even started calling it Kategate. The lack of clear information from the palace caused even more speculation, and people began to analyze every tiny detail in old pictures and statements. Polls showed that many in the public didn't believe they were being told the full truth. The situation grew so intense that it sparked debates about whether the royal family's personal lives should be so closely examined. Finally, on March 22nd, Catherine ended all the rumors with a video message. In the video, she revealed what had really happened. She said tests after her surgery showed that she had cancer. She explained that she was now going through preventative chemotherapy to make sure she recovered fully. The announcement shocked everyone because no one had expected her condition to be so serious. In the video, Catherine looked thinner, but spoke calmly and openly. She shared that the cancer diagnosis was a huge shock to her and her family. She said they had needed time to process the news and explain it gently to their 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. Her words felt very personal and real, showing a side of her that people rarely see. Catherine also said her doctors were confident she would recover, and that she was determined to return to her royal duties when she could. She even reached out to others affected by cancer, offering her support. This heartfelt message was praised by many, especially health organizations. The video stopped the months of guessing and rumors, but it also sparked new discussions about how public figures handle privacy and personal struggles in such a public role. On June 7, 2024, Pope Francis surprised everyone during a Vatican audience. The event was supposed to be about climate change, but instead, he talked about Catherine, Princess of Wales, or Kate Middleton. This caught everyone off guard, because the Pope rarely talks about individuals in royal families. His words came just days after Kate announced that she had cancer and was going through treatment. The Pope called Kate a beacon of hope in these troubled times, which made the crowd react with surprise. He said he had been following her journey and admired her strength. What shocked people even more was when he mentioned that the same Italian medical team who had helped him with his own health issues had traveled to London to perform Kate's surgery earlier that year. This unexpected connection between the Vatican and the royal family left many wondering about how close the two might be behind the scenes. Pope Francis didn't just stop there. He talked a lot about Kate's dedication to helping others. He praised her work in raising awareness about mental health and supporting vulnerable people, saying she was a true advocate for the vulnerable. Even while dealing with her health challenges, she had participated in over 87 charity events from January 2023 to January 2024. The Pope mentioned her visits to children's hospices and her efforts to reduce the stigma around mental health issues. He also shared something the public didn't know. Kate had secretly visited 12 homeless shelters across London in the months before her diagnosis. This showed how much she cared about helping people, even when no one was watching. The Pope then spoke about her courage during her cancer battle. He said her openness about her diagnosis had inspired many. After her announcement, cancer screenings in the UK increased by 35%. This showed how her words could make a real difference. Despite her treatment, Kate continued to fulfill some royal duties, like appearing at the Trooping the Color ceremony on June 15, 2024. The Pope said her bravery was a reminder of how strong the human spirit can be, and that her story gave hope to millions facing similar struggles. Toward the end, Pope Francis asked everyone to respect Kate's privacy. He pointed out how overwhelming the media attention on her diagnosis had been, with over 15,000 articles written in just a month. He said such attention could harm her recovery and explained how stress can make cancer treatment less effective. He also addressed social media, where there had been over 2.7 million posts about Kate in just 24 hours after her announcement. The Pope called for kindness and urged people not to spread rumors or speculation about her health. Finally, Pope Francis reminded everyone that the royal family are human beings too. He asked people to focus their interest on supporting cancer research and patient care rather than invading their privacy. He said this would be the best way to honor Kate's courage and strength.